Greetings, folks. It's John, the crazy Englishman here. Blessings to you and your loved ones. I'm just a voice amongst millions. Voices on the internet, voices on YouTube, voices on Facebook, etc. But I am a voice, and I will exercise that voice. I come from a position as a Englishman, a Catholic, who has lived well over half a century in this land, and by his own judgment has seen a decline in moral behaviour, in behaviour as general, in the, shall we say, the way that people are gelled together as community. I see fake communities created by governments and local governments with the word community over it, politically driven, ideologically driven. That's not the land of my birth. That's not the land of my upbringing. That's not the land where there was not perfection, but of a relative peace compared to now. So, what is my look on why it's happened? Well, I believe we've been infiltrated bit by bit by different governments, Labour and Conservative, who haven't really been in control themselves, but are controlled by large organisations, political, business, who do not have the best interests of the British, English, Welsh, Scottish, Irish people. And I think the evidence is there for all of us to see. Of course, the enemy will deny it. And I don't think we should listen to the enemy. I don't even think we should listen to their arguments. This is England. This is Britain. This is Ireland, Wales, Scotland. We are who we are. We are through 2,000 years nearly of history. And suddenly, over the last, 20, 30, 40 years, maybe even since the war, we've turned our back on our history, on our faith, on our religion. And look at the mess that we've got into. We've got is it Secretary of State Mahmood? Who says that her religion drives everything that she does. I'd give her credit for saying it. She's a Muslim. Well, look and see what Islam does. And if she's guided by that, I don't trust her. I don't trust her one bit. You see, not everyone is welcome into my house. Not everyone is welcome into my home. Not everyone is welcome into my country. That is foolishness. It's ridiculous even to say it. We have to discern who comes into our house, who comes into our towns, who comes into our cities, who comes into our countries. If you believe that everyone is welcome, then you're stupid and brainwashed. In fact, you don't even live your life that way. You discern who you're going to make friends with. You discern who's going to be your lover. You discern. I grieve because I don't see any way back. But I don't give up. I will fight. I will fight to my death. And that's my hope that there are enough people out there who will fight, metaphorically speaking, through the political system, through the legal system, because we still have that. We still have truth on our side. We must declare it. We must not be scared about it. And in fact, I think we've got into the state of where we are today because people of this country have been timid, scared, effeminate, afraid to stand up against this ideology. I think it's a mixture of communism and Islamism. And in the end, them two will fight it out. So I would say to my fellow countrymen, my fellow Christians, my fellow Catholic, stay strong. God is in charge, but we have our part to play. We must be strong, we must be courageous, and we must stand up for truth. Do not allow, what do I say, a third world religion to take over this country. Do not allow a failed communist Marxist system to take over this country. Yes, let us make let us make this country great again. But it starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with me and you, in our hearts and in action. Even if it just starts with speaking against the lies. Yes, it may cost, as it's cost generations past, our ancestors. But you will be judged by what you hand over to your children and your grandchildren. What do you want to hand over to them? I don't want to hand over to them what's happening now. I don't want to hand over to them this present government. I don't want to hand over to them this present state of what population replacement. I want to hand it over to. I become emotional when I lose my words. I want to hand over a Christian country, a land glorified by God. I want to hand over a land of freedom. If you don't believe, you don't have to believe. If you do believe, you do believe. But this country will be controlled. Not controlled, no, no, no. That's the wrong word. Guided by its foundations, which are Christian. And if you deny that, then just look at the present. Because life without Christ in this country, life without God, has got us into the state that we are. Anyway, I suppose I could go on and on and on. But that's my thoughts as one of a million. This is my thoughts. May God bless you and keep you, and cause his face to shine upon you, and bring you peace. Amen.